Hey guys, and welcome back after a long time away. Sorry about that. We moved out of state from Georgia to Idaho, and as you can tell, it's the new kitchen. We moved in with my twin sister and her family, and so that's why I haven't done a video in a while. Sorry about that, but today we are going to review a recipe I just saw yesterday from Delish. It's the pumpkin brookie. But it's actually a pumpkin brookie muffin because it's done in a muffin tin. So we're going to go over the ingredients and the utensils, which are very few that you're going to need for these. We're going to start off with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to need a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. We have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and we also have in here a 3/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. We're going to need a half a cup, 1 stick of butter softened at room temperature. We're going to need a half a cup of sugar, along with a half a cup of brown sugar lightly packed. And we're going to need 1 egg. We're going to need 2/3 cup of pumpkin puree. Now, just pure pumpkin puree, because there's all that debate. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 1 cup of chocolate chips. In here I have a mix of milk chocolate and semi-sweet. You can use whatever your preference is. That's just what we had on hand. And we're also going to need 1 box of prepared brownie mix. I have milk chocolate here. You can use whichever you like, whatever your favorite is. For tools, like I said, very few. I've got a couple whisks. We have our brownie mix, and then we're going to mix our dry. And then just a 12-cup prepared muffin tin. I've sprayed it with my favorite. Let me go over here and grab it. My favorite, Baker's Joy, because it also has the flour in it. And then a scoop. Now you can use a large muffin scoop, ice cream scoop. I have a smaller one here just so I know ratios. And then we'll get set up with everything together, and then we'll go through. We've already got our brownie mix made, so we're going to set that aside. And then we're going to start on the pumpkin cookie batter. And then we'll get going. Okay, so in our dry bowl, we have our 2 cups of flour. And we're going to go ahead and add our salt. We're going to add our baking soda, our baking powder, our nutmeg, and our cinnamon. And we're going to whisk that until it's all combined. And then we're going to move to another bowl where we have our butter and both our regular sugar and our brown sugar, and then we'll go and we'll mix that with our egg and our vanilla. Okay, so now in our bowl, like I said, we have our room temperature butter with our white sugar and our brown sugar, and we are going to mix this until light and fluffy, which, like I said before, is a term that I don't know why people use, because to me it doesn't look light and fluffy. It just looks mixed and odd. Anywho's, like I said, that's what we're going to do until this is mixed together, light and fluffy, however you want to say it, to each their own. And that's what we're going to do. And we'll come back and then we'll add our egg and our vanilla. Okay, so we are all creamed, light, fluffy, thick, sticky, however you want to say it. Now I've added my vanilla, the egg, and the pumpkin, and we are going to mix that until well combined, and then we'll slowly add in our dry ingredients. Okay, so I'm going to reverse this instead of slowly adding the dry into the wet. This bowl's a little bigger, so I'm going to add the wet into the dry and just mix that until it's just combined, because you don't want to overwork this. And over here I have my chocolate chips, and I've added just a teaspoon of my dry mix to this, because what that does is when we go in to fold in our chocolate chips to the batter, it will stop them from sticking all to the bottom, and it will evenly disperse those. So that's what I have. Those sitting over in the back, and I will come back once I have this all combined. Alright, so now we have our pumpkin cookie and our brownie mix over here, our pan, and our Scoopy Doop, and our floured chocolate chippies. So, scoop ski potato, and they go. Now, essentially what we're just going to do is lightly fold these in, because you don't want to break them up. And then we're going to work with our pan in just a minute. Okay, so over here I have gently folded in the chocolate chippies. And as you can see, adding that flour to them, you can see how evenly dispersed they are throughout the cookie batter. And we've got our brownie batter, their ice cream scoop. And I've already prepared one. So you want it 2/3 way full because these aren't like traditional cupcakes. They're not gonna rise. Brownies don't really rise that much because of the lack of the baking soda in them. So you want them 2/3 full. And then you're gonna do a dollop. And what I have over here that worked, because this is a really sticky cookie dough per se, I have 2 floured, this is just flour in here, floured spoons, and I'm gonna scoop the dough on the top of that. That's what I just figured out kind of worked. Learn as you go. What do you do? So I'm going to finish these and then we'll come back and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. And if you have any leftover cookie dough batter, what Delish suggests you can do is just make the rest into just pumpkin cookies. So that's what we'll do, and we'll be back. Okay, so here are our all completed 12 pumpkin brookie muffins. Like it says, it made 12, so that's a plus. They look amazing, so I'm excited. These are gonna be in a 350-degree preheated oven for approximately 15 to 20 minutes. Again, depends on your oven, how it runs. So I'm just gonna keep my eye on them, and you'll know when these are done when a toothpick inserted comes out with a few moist crumbs, because again, we have the brownie and the cookie dough, so I'm curious to see how they're gonna come out. I've never made a brookie before, and this is how much batter is left, so I'm pretty confident we're gonna get plenty of cookies.
It's like more than half.
Yeah, more than half. So I'll get this divided on a cookie sheet and then let you guys know how many cookies it made. So pretty excited about that. So I'll get this in the oven and we'll come back when they're done. All right, so they are all finished and they look amazing. They do look like delicious, so I will give them that. So I'm pretty excited. My daughter's over there trying one, and my sister is over here working on the cookies. So we've got those, and she added some chocolate chips and sprinkled some pumpkin pie spice on top of them. So we'll bake those off, and then I'll just post pictures on the channel of how they turned out and all that good stuff on there. So we'll go over and then we'll get the review of how they taste and how they look on the inside from Brittany.
These turned out freaking fantastic. Oh my gosh, they are so gooey and doughy. Oh my gosh, they're just how I like my cookies and my brownies. They're fudgy on the bottom, and they have a nice beautiful crust on top. And the pumpkin with the chocolate, I didn't think it was going to go together, but it's my new favorite thing. It's great. That
is awesome.
Love it.
Cool. All right. So thank you guys again. Thank you again for watching another Should You Bake It. In my opinion, the prep was amazing. It had so much help. And I want to show you my helpers. This is my niece, Kayla Lou. And this, everybody, is who I always talk about in all my videos, is my twin sister, Amy.
Hi, everybody.
And this is her beautiful kitchen, their beautiful home, and thanks to her and her help, this is where we get to shoot. So thank you guys so much for everything.
Thanks for having us.
And so watch, like, subscribe, and I think you should bake it. So,
I do too.
What do you think? She doesn't like pumpkin, but she's a big fan of the brownie part. So we'll see what we'll bake next, what she wants us to bake. So we'll do that next time. So stay tuned next time on Friday. We'll switch it up this week and do a Should You Make It. So thank you guys. See you next time.
Bye.